Edgar Berlanga isn't just walking into this fight with confidence, he's storming in with a mission. To him, Hamzah Sheeraz isn't showing up on July 12th out of ambition or hunger. Berlanga believes Sheeraz is being pushed into this fight by the people around him, managers, promoters, decision-makers, who have dangled one thing in front of him that no fighter can ignore: a potential shot at Canelo Álvarez. According to Berlanga, this wasn't a choice for Sheeraz. It was an ultimatum: take the fight, risk it all, or kiss the dream of facing Canelo goodbye. And in a sport where careers are built on those one-in-a-million moments, Sheeraz apparently took the plunge, even if it meant walking into hostile territory. During their face-off at the kickoff press conference in New York, Berlanga didn't hold back. His energy, his presence, it was heavy. He stared Sheeraz down like a man already sizing up his prey, like he knew something Sheeraz didn't. Observers noticed how uncomfortable Sheeraz looked, how he seemed less sure of himself as the camera clicked and the lights bore down. Berlanga was in full control, and he wasn't just selling the fight, he was making a statement. If mind games matter, Berlanga played his hand early and made it count. The stakes for this matchup couldn't be higher. When Berlanga and Sheeraz step into the ring at Louis Armstrong Stadium in Queens, they're not just fighting for bragging rights or rankings, they're battling for a future ticket to the most lucrative and high-profile bout in boxing. 1. Against the undisputed king of the 168-pound division, Canelo Álvarez. And while neither of them will get that golden ticket immediately, the winner of this fight inches significantly closer. Realistically, both fighters might need one more win to fully lock in the Canelo opportunity, considering the champion already has his calendar. But make no mistake, this is the unofficial semifinal in the race for Canelo, and they both know it. Berlanga hasn't been shy about calling the whole thing out. In his eyes, Sheeraz is being fed to the lion, a pawn in a bigger game orchestrated by promoters looking to serve up the next Canelo. According to Berlanga, Sheeraz was told point-blank, beat Berlanga and the Canelo fight is yours. No other path, no detour. Berlanga even recounted their conversation at the press conference, telling Sheeraz directly, "You had no choice but to take this fight, bro." He described Sheeraz trying to spin it with bravado, saying he's coming to Berlanga's backyard to fight, but Berlanga wasn't buying. He sees a man chasing a payday, not driven by confidence, but by the fear of missing out on something massive. There's no doubt that the prospect of a fight with Canelo Álvarez changes everything. Just stepping into the ring with Canelo can transform a fighter's career overnight. We're talking life-changing money, massive global attention, and the kind of exposure that even years of grinding can't buy. That's what Sheeraz is chasing, and Berlanga knows it. The irony is that Sheeraz might be getting his biggest paycheck yet just for facing Berlanga on July 12th. It's the kind of gamble that either launches your career into the stratosphere or breaks you. For Sheeraz, the path to Canelo was never going to be simple. A fight against guys like Jaime Munguia or Caleb Plant wouldn't carry the same weight. Sure, their names, but they don't deliver the buzz, the drama, the spark that a Berlanga fight does. Sheeraz's best chance to crash the Canelo sweepstakes meant jumping up to super middleweight, even though his last outing at 160 didn't exactly go smoothly. His controversial draw against Carlos Adames raised questions. Many felt Adames had done enough to win, and now Sheeraz is stepping up after a shaky performance into a division where the hits are harder and the margin for error is even thinner. That's a bold move, but maybe bold is the only option when the prize is that. Berlanga, meanwhile, is embracing the moment like a man who sees the stars aligning. He called this his coming out party, a moment to show the world that he's not just the same kid who once rattled off 16 straight first-round knockouts. He says he's grown, stronger, smarter, more polished since his 2023 fight with Jason Quigley, and he insists that after sharing the ring with Canelo last year, something inside him, he gained experience. He tasted the big stage. Now, he's back, and in his own words, everything is double. The fame, the payday, the hunger. This fight isn't just another notch on the belt, it's a reboot, a reintroduction. Berlanga wants to show fans and critics alike that he's not a flash in the pan. He's a serious player in this division. Still, Berlanga is fully aware that one big win won't be enough. Even if he dispatches Sheeraz convincingly, he knows he'll likely need to go through someone like Jaime Munguia, and Berlanga doesn't flinch at that idea. In fact, he seems to welcome. He believes if he can knock out Munguia, someone who struggled in recent fights, then he'll be impossible to ignore. The only wild card here is Turki Al-Sheikh, the man who who holds the keys to Canelo's next opponent. Whether it's Munguia or Caleb Plant, Berlanga's willing to walk the tough road if that's what it takes to stand across from Canelo. But Berlanga isn't letting any of that future speculation distract. His focus is locked in on Sheeraz, and he isn't mincing words about how he sees his opponent. When asked whether Sheeraz is the second best fighter on his resume behind Canelo, Berlanga scoffed. He doesn't see Sheeraz as an A-level threat, not even close. In fact, he labeled him a C-level fighter, someone who's looked vulnerable when pushed, someone who's folded under pressure. Berlanga pointed to Sheeraz's struggles when he fought Carlos Adames, and even earlier against Austin "Ammo" Williams, where Sheeraz looked shaken after taking a few clean shots. Berlanga sees those cracks, and he's planning to press until they burst wide open. It's that kind of brutal honesty that has defined Berlanga's approach to this fight. He's not sugarcoating anything. He knows his reputation has taken a few hits, especially after the Canelo loss, but instead of ducking the spotlight, he's charging straight into it. He's trying to remind everyone that the early hype wasn't a fluke. That the kid from Brooklyn who used to finish fights in under 3 minutes still exists, but now he's grown, seasoned, more dangerous than ever. To him, Sheeraz is just another test, another hurdle, another fighter who's stepping into something. He doesn't fully understand. As the fight approaches, the tension is already built. The narrative is simple, electric. 2 men, 1 opportunity, and only one can keep their dream of fighting. For Sheeraz, this is about about proving he belongs at super middleweight and can handle the pressure of being labeled the next guy. For Berlanga, it's about redemption, about shutting down the doubters and proving he's more than a knockout. Come July 12th. Under the lights of Louis Armstrong Stadium, with the crowd buzzing and the stakes towering, something's got to give. Either Sheeraz shocks the world and forces his name into the spotlight, or Berlanga reclaims the stage with a performance that demands respect. There are no shortcuts left, no safe bets, just fists, pride, and the distant promise of a shot at boxing immortality. This fight isn't just a crossroads, it's a collision. A collision of ambition, desperation, and destiny. And when the bell rings, all the talk, all the pressure, all the posturing will fade into the background. It'll come down to who wants it more, who's willing to bleed for the shot at glory. Because in this sport, nothing is given, everything must be taken. And on July 12th, one man will do just that.